Welcome back, traders, to Strategy Wizard Academy. I am Alec Casey. In today's video, I will answer a question sent by a viewer about bias strategies. He actually sent me an email or a comment. I actually forgot what, but basically he wanted to build a bias strategy in currencies. And so today I will show you how to do that in Strategy Quant X, but I will also give you a free strategy to go with it. And there is a hidden gem in the video somewhere. If you watch it, you will know what I'm talking about. So stay tuned. In today's video, I will answer a question sent by a viewer of the channel. And he asked to replicate the strategy and he sent me the link. And frankly, I forgot where that email is or if it was a comment. In any case, I know what he's asking about or she's asking about. It's about a strategy that's looking for bias. Now, bias is one of those things that it's been old as, I don't know, it's been here forever. It's a really good way to find the character of a market. The strategy at the time, I remember he showed me it was related to a currency. And the template was the overnight, basically, where the strategy in Eastern Standard Time, it goes from let's say 7 in the afternoon until the next day 8 in the a.m. in the morning. So I guess it's like Asian session probably. In any case, we will try to replicate this in Strategy Quant X. Of course, we have to do this in Algo Wizard. I have to preface this with the current version of Strategy Quant X. The current version, which is build 129.302, has multiple bugs in session time. So I'll show you the bugs I'm talking about. Now, if you download the data manually or you're subscribed to the data package, so I'll show you what I mean. So remember the futures. I don't know if you saw the video about the futures where you have daily and 24 hours, different streams. And most, well, I know TradeStation and MultiCharts, they use the same thing. So .d refers to the daily session. And without the dot, that means it's a continuous future contract representing 24 hours a day. All the currency pairs, they are 24 hours. Although the instrument trades 24 hours, the volume is not there for 24 hours. So for example, if we click on es.d and we go view, you can see the timestamp. It's still 12 midnight, which should be end of the session, which is 15:15 Eastern Standard Time. So even though this is the daily session, the timestamp is not the correct one. Now, if we go, let's go no session. So this is the timestamp of the. We know that the es.d starts from 8:30 Eastern Standard Time to 15:15 Eastern Standard Time. The continuous 24 hours, let me change this to 15 minutes so it's easier to scroll. And we can see that on the 4th, that's Sunday, and let's go the 5th. So it starts at 12 and ends on the 6th, 23:45, and then starts a new day. So that's 24 hours stamped correctly. So this is one thing to keep in mind. So if you create any sessions, which I did, for example, and I'll show you. So the EST session, it goes from Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 15. So if I go back to the data, and this is the 24 hour, and if I click on view, so we just saw this, that's 24 hours. But if I pick my session, which is EST, so now it starts correctly, 8:30 and ends at 15. And then that's the next day, 8:30 ends at 15, and then next day 8:30 and at 15. The data follows the session time correctly. The problem is when you want to use the session in trading, it doesn't respect it. So let's try this. So I'll pick TradeStation, and then we'll pick ES 15, and let's pick 2017. So now if I exit end of day, 00 means just exit respecting the session. So currently I have no session picked. The data is 24 hours. So let's pick to buy every day. So pick a Boolean, true. So that means the signal to go long is true every day. It's always true. And I'm only exiting at end of day. So that means SQX engine will buy every day and exit at the end of every day. And we can see that the list of trades, we're buying every day after 12 because I set it at 15 minutes bar, and it exits 15 minutes before midnight. So that's there every day. So that's great. Now, if I pick my session, which we know is it's 8:30 to 15, we check again, nothing have changed. So it didn't respect the session time. And if I try to force it to exit at 15, so now it's exiting at 15, but still it's starting at midnight. So that's bug number 1. So because of this, I don't know also if you use the session time. I don't know if the calculation of the indicators will respect that. So this is a huge bug, of course, about session time. And I already notified the development team about it. And hopefully they will fix it in the next version or 2. Having that in mind, how do I still do the bias strategy or finding the character of the market with this bug in the current version? So we have 2 choices. Choice number 1 is we use the daily session. So this is the daily session. Of course, it's daily. There's no minutes. And then I exit. It doesn't matter what I write. It's going to exit at the close. And it doesn't matter what session I pick, because it doesn't have any minutes data. So it's going to exit at the exact time. The problem is that time stamped at 12 midnight, but it is not. And so this is supposedly is the session time from 8:30 to 15:15. Unfortunately, I cannot confirm it because, as I said, if we go to data, the timestamp is 0. So I don't know. This should be 15:15. So therefore, to play it safe, and obviously we don't have currency pairs that have day sessions. So we need to trick Algo Wizard until they fix the session time. So, and the way to trick it is, so let's pick again, let's pick the 24 hours time. And I'm gonna force it to use this range. So we'll go from 8:30 to 15. and exit at end of range. So no session time, all the data is available, and I'm forcing it to enter at 8:30 and exit at 15. Now because TradeStation, this is the engine of TradeStation, so I need to start this 15 minutes earlier if I'm using 15 minutes time frame. So because if you don't use 15 minutes and use daily time frame, then it will default to the 12 midnight. That's the other bug. So bug number one, it will not respect the session. Bug number two, if this is set to daily, then it will disregard this. So the current way to trick Algo Wizard is to use intraday time frame, and you can pick anything. I pick 15 just to make it faster. You can pick 1, 5, 30. But remember this, if you pick 30, then the first bar should be 8 o'clock, because then the next bar is 8:30. So I pick 15. Okay, so now we trick it. We know it's gonna go from 8:15 to 8:30 to 15. So and the logic is again to buy every day and exit at end of day. So let's run it and let's check. And so this is what we want. Starting at 8:30, exiting at 15 every day. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14. So this is exactly what we want. The current limitation is we cannot test overnight sessions. So I cannot go from, let's say if I want to test the Asian session, I cannot go from 15, or let's say even 14, till let's say 2 a.m. I cannot do this. If I do this, nothing happens. StrategyQuant just think, what the hell are you doing? And of course, it's a valid session. So that's the third bug now. And I remember I had a fourth bug, but it will show up maybe as we continue with the session, with the tutorial. So currently using currency in a different session that's not in Eastern Standard Time will not work. So let's go back to 8:15 and ending at 15, and let's test. And 8:30 to 15, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. This is what we want. So now we're testing the bias of the S&P 500 market. Of course, we all know it's a long bias, but still we can apply this to different markets, and we will do in a second. So what does this tell us? If we go to trade analysis, we can see that even though it's a long bias, Sunday, because some data are there, yes, sometimes it's 24-hour session. It starts at actually at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So forget Sunday. We notice that Tuesday is a big hit, and Friday is a down day. It's a little bit down, not as much. That means, okay, this market is a long bias market, and we can see the data starts at 2009, and I left a couple of years for out of sample. Only 2 years are down if we go long, and all the rest are positive. And we can see that the profit and loss, there is an edge in the long trades. There are losses, but we have an edge. And as you can see, all the days have more winners than losers. But Monday and Friday loses more per trade, and that's why it's this much. So the number of trades, it is more winners than losers, but you lose more when you lose, and you win less when you win, and that's why it's a negative day, and almost negative on Monday. So this is not a strategy on its own, but this is a filter for this market. So you will have much more success developing long-only strategies on the S&P than short on the S&P. That doesn't mean you cannot find short strategies, but it will be very difficult to find short strategies that have the same characteristics, meaning like, high win percentage, high average trade. So that's why it's advisable to trade only long on the indexes. You can do short, but you need to work harder to find short strategy. We noticed that that Tuesday is a good day to go long, and Friday is just not worth it to go short. So let's pick Tuesday as the day to go long. The way to do this is you can go to bar and time, and bar day of week is Tuesday. So now when it's Tuesday and the time is 8:15 and I'm taking 15 minutes bar, so because I want to start trading at 8:30, so I will go long at 8:30 and exit at 15. I'm developing now a strategy based on this bias. So this is my strategy. It trades only on Tuesday. There is an edge in long versus short. I lose almost 3 years and win the rest. Looks good. So now let me see what happens in the out of sample. And you saw the equity chart, it falls down. And the reason is because, let's go back and let's delete Tuesday. So now we're going every day long and we're entering 8:30, exiting at 15. And let's see the bias. So the bias is still long, but now Wednesday is the best day of the week, not Tuesday. And so that's why the bias alone is not a good strategy on its own, because depending on the year you tested, that bias is based on that year. So you need either to have a filter in place to switch the strategy off, or you have a different strategy, it's just taking this as a filter. So it will not be affected as much by this. So now Wednesday looks, we know that of course all days are good except for Friday. And this is just confirmed now. And you can dig deeper. So with this, if you go to a list of trade and you export a CSV or XLS, which I did here, these are all the trades at 8:30 to exit at 15. And then I made a template here. Like if we go to template and you just need to copy the close time, come here and paste it, and if we profit and loss, copy, come here and paste it. And because of formatting and other stuff, so I did this. So you can see that they all have a positive edge, even Friday. But the total PL is different than every day. But they all have around the same median and around the same standard deviation. So we can see that it's really, yes, it has a positive bias, the S&P 500. Yes, some days do lose, but there is a positive bias. And now this is Monday through the years, and I did these in charts. So as you can see here, Tuesday, which is the green line, when we tested to 2015, it has this bar. So this is more than the average. You can see the average is around 5,000, win or lose. But this is double the average. And actually you can see this in the numbers here. You can see that the plus the maximum PL and minimum PL is around $5,000. But this is obviously, it's above the average. And again, we can notice that Monday is an outlier and Tuesday is an outlier in 2020. And Monday is an outlier in 2019. So that's why depending on the year you test, this is gonna play a big role. Nevertheless, this is only 1 year and the trend is up all years. Now, there is a nice thing to check here, that if you look at this daily return per month, this is January, February, March, and these are the days. Look at this. All years, November, all days are up, and December, all days are down. Not days. Remember, we are testing the this session, 8:30 to 15. So 8:30 to 15, all days in November are up, and all days in December are down. Actually, December is significantly more than average. It's more than 5,000 are down. So that's good to know. And you might wonder now, okay, what if I want to do then the bias on month? And this is the final bug in SQX for this tutorial. Although the code is there, like if you go here and you can see that there is a bar month is, and you can, let's say, pick, but there is a bug and it's not working correctly now. So we could have tested for November, let's say. So only go long in November and exit at the end of November, but it doesn't work right now. Again, this bug also SQX team knows about it, so hopefully next version or two they will fix this, and then we will have basically we can do all sort of strategies, bias and seasonal, and that opens up more strategies to build, which I'm very excited about. And when they fix it, I'll definitely do a video about it. So, but for now, we cannot test that. But we know, keep this in mind, we know November is positive and December is negative on that daily session. And you can see it here that November all days are 100% positive. So all days are negative. Okay, so let's go back to our strategy. Excellent, you made it till the end of part 1. In part 2, I will show you how to build the strategy with filters, and I will also show you the hidden gem. So see you in part 2.